Listen, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got to discuss something. We got breaking news. Rob Dillingham, he went completely just wolf on the Los Angeles Lakers. Listen, you know it's preseason. Everybody knew that this kid, Rob Dillingham, was the truth. I tried to warn the people, do your homework, check my catalog here at Flight Sports TV. We're very ahead of the curve. We don't need guys to explode for massive numbers. We trying to show y'all and tell y'all what's going on right now. Rob Dillingham is just, like I said, the complete truth. A lot of people, to be honest with you, probably feel like he should have went a little ahead. It's kind of crazy because they just basically moved him in terms of San Antonio. I felt like the Spurs, they didn't have to move him, but they did. Rob Dillingham, scored 21 points. He made 4 3-pointers. He had 3 assists. He really he performed very well. He showed he had the shifts. We all know that's his name. Rob Dillingham, to me personally, like I said, he's one of those social media sensations. He doesn't, he's not all over social media, but he does have a channel. He pushes it. But clearly he was just putting Bronny James to shame. Bronny James, I mean, he's not ready. This guy, Rob Dillingham, he's ready to play right now. And then they got the other kid, I forget the kid that he was playing with. I think his name was what is it, Junior or something. Dude is a problem. They got another kid that's nice too, a rookie. So I mean, the Minnesota Timberwolves, believe it or not, are in good hands. A lot of people are getting caught up in the situation that, oh, they lost Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, it's a mess. No, this is going to open up the door for guys like Rob Dillingham. It was Shannon Jr., pardon me. I got his name mixed up. I didn't want to say the wrong name. But along with these 2 rookies, I think that they obviously, Karl Anthony Towns, you're not going to replace him outright. This is going to have to be a collective unit, and I think everybody understands that. And the best part about it is, believe it or not, Anthony Edwards is fine with the situation. You see he's happy, he smiles. Yeah, maybe in the media he'll say this, he'll say that, but he is now the longest tenured Minnesota Timberwolves. This is his team. He's going to have to mold, all of these guys. I think Rob Dillingham is going to fit very well. Minnesota got a team, despite them losing Karl Anthony Towns. They got some young infusement in here. Mind you, Minnesota had no business getting this guy, Rob Dillingham. This guy was a legit lottery pick. He should have been playing alongside Victor Wembanyama, and I'm telling you, San Antonio may be kicking themselves for a while because they got the kid Stephon Castle. I like Stephon Castle. I think he will possibly turn into something, but Rob Dillingham is ready to score at the NBA level today. You understand? So you kind of maybe have wanted that, next to a guy like, Victor. But I understand what they're doing. They got Chris Paul there, so Chris Paul should be able to mold, Stephon Castle until he gets up to speed. So there's no rush on Castle. In Minnesota, I'm not going to say it's a rush, but there's a little urgency because they just lost Karl Anthony Towns. The last thing they need is to severely regress, and they're going to need guys like Rob Dillingham to slow down some of this bleeding, because, like I said, there's going to be question marks, especially if Minnesota does not make it to, where they were last year. I think it's conference finals or nothing, and the West is going to be tough to even get there, man. You got a lot of teams coming back with a chip on their shoulder. And mind you, Edwards just violated the league last year in the postseason. The way he was talking, the way he was acting, now he may have a team that's a little bit more down to earth, to where, the defense could key in on him a lot more. Now you had Karl Anthony Towns attracting double teams, sometimes triple, depending on when he can go off, when he having a night, so that'll open up things for him. Now you don't have that. Who's going to open up the floor for you? Rudy Gobert? So I think there's going to be some time before guys like Julius Randle get up to speed. So to really contribute at the highest level, he is coming off of an injury. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Minnesota. But Rob Dillingham, just wild. He just went crazy. This guy can really shoot it. And he came off the bench, in college. This guy tirelessly works on his game. Minnesota, just everybody need to relax. Get comfortable with your youth movement. The Karl Anthony Towns thing. Yeah, I went to the conference finals, but think about what happened before that. And they got there off of Anthony Edwards. Let's keep it real. Let's just keep it real now. I know they lost Big Cat. It doesn't feel good. But Karl Anthony Towns was there, and they didn't get to the promised land. They got there off of the sheer will and determination of Anthony Edwards. So it's very interesting to see what happens, this upcoming year with this infusement of young talent in Minnesota. And they got some vets. This guy, Rob Dillingham, I think is in a better situation than a lot of people, because of the veterans that's around him. He's around some dogs, and they need all of this. I'm telling you, Edwards need Rob, so they lucked up. They've really lucked up getting him, especially with Rudy Gobert, them trading so many picks. Maybe they thought that they was going to move Karl Anthony Towns. Why not get a top-notch young player from this draft? And a lot of people thought this draft was weak. It was this, it was that. We got to remember this, y'all. So Rob Dillingham is on a lot of people's radars for Rookie of the Year. I got Rob Dillingham possibly for Rookie of the Year, and also I'm gonna take Montas Buzelis out of Chicago. And you see what's going on. There's a lot of these younger players going to veteran situations. Look out for the kid in Atlanta as well. Atlanta is a veteran situation. So you coming into a team where you're not asked to be the number one option. You understand? You just here to be a contributor. And I think that, eventually they're going to, break out into massive, stars and players in this league, because they're going to be able to do it on their own time, opposed to a guy like Alex Sarr rolling into Washington. And it's like, can you save the day today? It's a little bit of difference. But Rob Dillingham is just way better than Bronny James, if that's where we want to go with this thing. He outplayed Bronny. He outplayed the Lakers. The veterans didn't play today. Obviously, it was no Ant-Man. It was no LeBron. It was no pardon me, Anthony Davis. So it's a mess, man. The season is approaching very soon. Make sure you hit the like button if you're new. Most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Rob with the shifts. He just completely violated the Lakers along with Bronny James. Let's politic in the comment section. Peace and love.